Imagine this. You wake up one day and you're speaking English with total confidence. The right words just come to you instantly. Conversations just flow. But right now, does it feel more like there's a wall between the English in your head and the words that actually come out of your mouth? Trust me, you're not alone. What if I told you that fluency isn't about studying for hours on end? It's about 5 small, powerful habits that can completely change the way your brain is wired for English. Hello and welcome to Fluent Flow, your channel for mastering English with confidence. I'm your guide, and today we're getting to the very heart of what this channel is all about. We're not just talking about learning English, we're talking about living it. We're going to break down the 5 most powerful habits that will take you from feeling stuck and hesitant to speaking with a natural, effortless flow. So many people think fluency is some destination you finally reach after years of slogging through textbooks. But the truth is, fluency is a system of habits. It's about the small, consistent things you do every single day. It's less about one massive effort and more about building a routine that weaves English into your life. Today, I'm giving you the exact blueprint. For each of these 5 habits, I'll break it down with practical steps for every level, whether you're a beginner just starting out, stuck on that intermediate plateau, or an advanced speaker looking to polish your skills. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, personalized roadmap to English fluency. So, let's get into it. All right, let's start with our first and what might be the most important habit, speaking English every single day. This is the cornerstone of fluency. Why? Because speaking is a physical skill, just like playing the guitar or learning to shoot a basketball. You can't learn to swim by reading a book about it. You have to get in the water. In the same way, you can't become a fluent speaker just by listening and reading. You have to move your mouth, train your tongue, and build the muscle memory to make English sounds. The biggest hurdle for most learners is the fear of speaking, the fear of making mistakes, of being judged, or of not finding the right word. This habit is designed to attack that fear head-on. By making speaking a private daily ritual, you create a safe space to practice where there's no judgment. You give yourself permission to be imperfect, which is the only way you're going to get better. So how do we build this habit no matter what level we're at? If you're just starting out, your goal is simple. Get comfortable hearing your own voice in English. Don't stress about perfect grammar or having a huge vocabulary. Just focus on communicating and building up your confidence. Your daily habit is to become the narrator of your own life. As you go about your day, just describe what you're doing out loud. For example, when you're making coffee, you can say, "I am walking to the kitchen. Now I am getting the coffee. I am putting water in the kettle." It feels a little weird at first, but this is an incredibly powerful technique. You're connecting physical actions to English words and practicing basic sentences in real time. Start with just 5 to 10 minutes a day. You can also practice simple phrases about your life. Talk about your family. I have one brother. His name is... Describe your room. This is my desk. My lamp is on the desk. The key is doing it every day. Soon, speaking English will feel less strange and much more natural. At the intermediate level, you probably have a decent grasp of grammar and vocabulary. The problem? You freeze up in conversations. You spend too much time in your head thinking and translating. Your biggest challenge is to make speaking more automatic, to speak without so much conscious effort. Your daily habit is the 1-minute topic challenge. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 1 minute. Pick a random topic, like my favorite movie, my dream vacation, or what I did yesterday. And for that 1 minute, you have to speak about it without stopping. Don't pause to find the perfect word. Don't worry if you make a grammar mistake. The only goal is to keep talking. This exercise is amazing because it pushes you out of your comfort zone and trains your brain to think on its feet in English. It builds fluency by making flow more important than perfection. After the minute is up, you can think back. What words were you missing? Where did you get stuck? This not only builds fluency, but also shows you the exact gaps in your vocabulary you need to work on. Do 1 or 2 of these 1-minute talks every day. You can find random topic generators online or just write 20, 30 topics on little pieces of paper and pull one from a jar each day. This habit will break your tendency to overthink and build the mental speed you need for real conversations. As an advanced speaker, you can communicate well, but you want more. You want to add nuance, precision, and the ability to talk about complex ideas with authority. Your challenge isn't just to be functional, but to be sophisticated. Your daily habit is to practice a structured self-argument. Pick a complex or controversial topic like, is artificial intelligence a threat to humanity? Or should remote work become the new standard? Then, spend 5 minutes arguing one side of the topic out loud. After that, spend another 5 minutes arguing the opposite side. This is super effective for a few reasons. First, it forces you to use more sophisticated vocabulary and transition words, like on the one hand, however, or consequently. Second, by arguing both sides, you become more mentally flexible and better at explaining nuanced points of view. Set aside 10 minutes each day for this debate practice. To take it to the next level, record yourself. When you listen back, don't just listen for pronunciation. Ask yourself, was my argument logical? Did I use persuasive language? Could I have said that more clearly? This kind of reflection is what separates the good speakers from the great ones. No matter your level, the rule is the same. Speaking has to be a daily, non-negotiable part of your routine. It's the engine that drives fluency. Now for our second habit, which goes hand in hand with daily speaking, active listening and shadowing. If speaking is about output, this habit is all about input and imitation. You can't make the sounds, rhythms, and melodies of a language if you can't hear them accurately first. Many learners listen passively, just enough to get the main idea. Active listening is different. It's listening with a specific goal, to focus on how people are talking. The pronunciation, the way words link together, the melody of a sentence. The problem this habit solves is having robotic or unnatural-sounding English. You can have perfect grammar, but if your rhythm and intonation are off, people can still have a hard time understanding you. The technique we use to fix this is called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say almost instantly, like an echo. You're not just repeating words, you're copying the speaker's entire delivery, their pitch, their pauses, and their emotion. It's a powerful technique that even professional interpreters use. As a beginner, your main goal is to get your ear used to the basic sounds of English. Many English sounds might not even exist in your native language, so your brain and mouth need some training to even notice and make them. Your daily habit is to listen and repeat with simple content. Pick audio or video made for learners. This could be a beginner podcast, a kids' cartoon, or a language learning app. The speech is usually slower and clearer, which makes it much easier to follow. Find a short audio clip, just 1 or 2 minutes long. First, just listen to it to get the main idea. Next, listen again, but this time pause after each short sentence or phrase and say it out loud. Try to copy the speaker's pronunciation exactly. Finally, when you feel a bit more comfortable, try to shadow. Play the audio and try to speak at the same time as the speaker. You'll probably fall behind, and that's totally okay. The point is to start training your brain to process and produce English at the same time. Do this for 10 to 15 minutes a day, and you'll be shocked at how fast your pronunciation gets better. At the intermediate stage, you understand most of what you hear, but you struggle to sound natural. You might speak word by word instead of in smooth phrases, your English just doesn't have that native speaker music. Your daily habit is shadowing with transcripts. You can now use more authentic content like TED Talks, interviews, or YouTube videos about things you're interested in. The trick is to find content that comes with an accurate transcript. Choose a short clip, 2 to 3 minutes, with a speaker whose accent you like. Listen once to understand the content. Read the transcript while you listen. This connects the written words to the spoken sounds. Pay attention to how words link together, like how want to often becomes wanna. Shadow the speaker while reading the transcript. Now, shadow without the transcript. Close your eyes and just focus on the audio. Try to stay as close to the speaker as you can. Do this for 15 minutes a day. This practice literally rewires your brain to pick up native speech patterns, which will make your own speaking so much more fluent and natural. For advanced learners, the goal is to master the subtle art of prosody, the intonation, stress, and rhythm that carry meaning and emotion. You don't just want to be understood. You want to be engaging, persuasive, and connect with people emotionally. Your daily habit is expressive shadowing. Pick a 2 to 3 minute clip full of personality and emotion. Listen and analyze. Don't just hear the words, hear the feeling behind them. How does the speaker's voice go up when they're excited? How do they slow down for emphasis? Where do they pause for effect? Shadow with full expression. Don't just say the words, perform them. Stand up, use your hands, and try to feel the same emotion as the speaker. Record and compare. Does your emotional tone match? Is your stress in the right place? By making active listening and shadowing a daily habit, you're basically giving yourself a free pronunciation and fluency coach. You're learning the music of English directly from the source. Hey, if you're finding these habits useful and you're serious about your fluency, take a second to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Here on Fluent Flow, we post new lessons every single week to help you master English. Don't miss out. All right, let's talk about the fuel for your English engine, vocabulary. A lot of learners collect new words like they're collecting stamps, just passively reading them from a list. But having a big passive vocabulary, words you recognize, is totally different from having a strong active vocabulary, words you can actually use when you speak. This habit is all about closing that gap. This habit solves that frustrating tip of the tongue feeling where you know a word exists, but you just can't grab it when you need it in a conversation. Intentional vocabulary practice means you're not just learning words, you're learning how to use them. A key technique here is using spaced repetition systems, or SRS. These are apps like Anki, Memrise, or Quizlet that are based on a simple idea. The best time to review something is right before you're about to forget it. These apps use an algorithm to show you flashcards at the perfect time to lock them into your memory. As a beginner, focus on building a survival vocabulary. Master the 500 to 1,000 most common words that make up most of daily conversation. Learn and activate 5 high-frequency words. Create flashcards with a definition, a picture, and a simple sentence. Use these words during your daily self-talk. Review daily for 5 to 10 minutes. For intermediate learners, add more color and precision to your language. Upgrade words in context. Find better words while reading or watching something. Create rich flashcards. Practice upgrading sentences and learn in themes. This builds stronger connections and more expressive language. Engaging, energetic, and motivational style with clear explanations, relatable examples, and step-by-step guidance. Keep language simple, encouraging, and inspiring for learners of all levels. For advanced learners, focus on idioms, collocations, and phrasal verbs. Read and listen widely, be a vocabulary detective, journal with new language, and practice using new expressions intentionally in speaking. This builds a rich toolkit for clear, precise, and impactful communication. Our first 3 habits are powerful things you can do on your own. But language is all about connecting with people. That brings us to seeking structured speaking opportunities. This habit helps solve the problem of, I have no one to talk to. It also helps you get over the fear of real conversations. Structured speaking opportunities are low-pressure, supportive places where you can practice talking with others. The structured part is key. It lowers anxiety and makes practice more effective. For beginners, aim for a scripted micro-conversation. Find a partner, prepare a mini-script, use sentence frames, and keep it short, 5 to 10 minutes daily. Consistency matters more than intensity. Intermediate learners should try topic-based discussions. Find a partner or group, choose a topic, prepare ideas, not a script, and practice active listening and follow-up questions. This helps move beyond basic conversation and practice real discussions. Advanced learners can do goal-oriented role-playing. Find a skilled partner, engage in debates or case studies, practice storytelling, and simulate high-stakes scenarios. This builds mastery in complex, social, or professional situations. Finally, the 5th habit, reflective practice and self-correction. Learning a language isn't a straight line. You'll make mistakes and hit plateaus. This habit is about becoming your own teacher, analyzing weaknesses, and making targeted improvements. For beginners, do 1 point per day correction. Record yourself, focus on one thing to improve, research the fix, and practice it throughout the day. This helps break bad habits systematically. Intermediate learners can keep a mistake journal. Record a sample, transcribe and analyze, log errors with corrections and notes, and create targeted practice. This helps break bad habits systematically. Advanced learners should seek expert feedback, record high-level tasks, ask for targeted feedback, self-analyze for fluency markers, and practice rephrasing sentences. This refines your English to a high, polished level. So, there you have it, the 5 daily habits that will transform your English speaking skills. Speak every day. Train your ear and mouth with active listening and shadowing. Expand and use vocabulary intentionally. Seek structured speaking opportunities. Reflect, self-correct, and refine. Start small, 10 to 15 minutes a day, and grow consistently. Fluency isn't magic. It's built habit by habit, day by day. Now, make a commitment. In the comments, tell me, which one of these 5 habits will you start tomorrow? Thank you for joining me on Fluent Flow. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more lessons. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.